Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the match reaction. Chelsea 1, Everton 0 at Stamford Bridge today. The outcome, very similar to what Everton normally get at Stamford Bridge. Not a ground we've done particularly well at, no matter who the manager's been. And it was no different today, really, was it? There was opportunities there, don't get me wrong, but we've come up short again. And listen, let's hope that next season we're going there with something to play for, and we're going there with more quality in the final third than what we've shown today, because I think with that we might have got something out the game. It still required Sanchez to make two really good saves to stop, well, one really good save and one save he should have made, which he made the meal off from Dwight McNeil, but still it was going in and he's had to save it, and who knows, Everton might have come out of it with a point there. But yeah, I don't know really, how do you sort of get any anger, if you like, or not anger, it's not the right word. How do you assess a game like this? Everton have got very little to play for. Chelsea needed the points, obviously going for that Champions League place. It's not a ground we do well at. We're short on quality in the final third. It's all the things everybody knows, and going behind in a game like this makes it doubly hard. I think the first half in particular, we were so poor in the final third. We really were. Decore and Beto were just miles away from it today. So was Ndiaye and Jack Harrison. So they're your front four, and they're nowhere, they're just not on it and not causing Chelsea any problems. Then it's difficult, isn't it? The manager went with Nathan Patterson at right back. Brien moved across to centre back, his favoured position. Nathan Patterson, some good things, some not so good things. Looked like a player that hadn't played in a while, started in a while at right back. But I hope that isn't it for him. You lasted 60 odd minutes. I hope the manager has another couple of looks at him. But these are what these games are for now for David Moyes, to make some decisions on quality and on players. And Patterson will have better games than he had today. O'Brien will have better games at centre back than he had today. Not that he had a poor game, Jake O'Brien, but early on I don't think he was in the right position, covering Patterson and where he was. But he's done all right. I think he's going to have to get used to playing a little bit more centrally, isn't he, with being out on the right. But Chelsea with the better side first half. You can't make any claim otherwise. They were the team who were on the front foot. Jordan Pickford made a good save from Madueke again, too easy. Played a little 1-2, left Patterson. Decore just decides to jog behind him instead of actually going and trying to put a tackle in. And we're not out quick enough. Jake O'Brien's got to get out quick and stop that shot. And that was to be our undoing, about 5 or 6 minutes later when we concede the goal. We're trying to play out from the back. Jordan Pickford hits one to Beto. Good first touch. He gets himself that time on the ball. Second touch is okay, but you haven't got all that time in the Premier League. And by the time he's thinking about his third touch, what I'm going to do with me pass. Chalobah's put a tackle in. It's gone. They turn the ball over. It's come to Nicholas Jackson. Branthwaite not out quick enough for me. Just dangles a leg out. But Jackson takes a touch and hits it right into the corner of the net. Pickford can't keep it out. And that's 1-0. And David Moyes will be furious, I imagine, with that goal, because even though Chelsea had a couple of moments, we weren't under any real pressure. It wasn't like it was a wave of pressure building and the goals been coming, because it sort of gone a little bit flat. And we were behind, and I watched the game on TNT, and, the most biased coverage you'll find for a while. Darren Fletcher seemed to be crying everything for Chelsea, and Joe Cole was saying we all the time. So TNT have done a good job there to find the most biased bit of commentary they can find. But Joe Cole was saying that it'd gone flat and Chelsea couldn't really get any head of steam up. And that's why conceding a goal at that time will be really, David Moyes will be furious with it, and he should be as well. Such a poor goal. Your centre-forward's got to keep the ball. Got to keep the ball. He's got to have awareness around him. Beto, good first touch. Second one, set himself. Where's the defender before I lay the ball off? No, hesitates, bang, and we're gone. And they done that a lot in the first half. Carried on the second half when Dwight McNeil came in. The amount of times he thought he had ages on the ball and it was taken off him. And Jai had done it a couple of times. That's the difference with teams playing near the top. Everything is sharper. Everything's quicker. And we were slower than that. we couldn't really get anything going in the first half, like I said. The one positive move we have, when Jai comes inside and he should shoot and he doesn't, he plays it out to Patterson, he puts a decent cross in. Chalobah gets there before Beto, and then it's cleared. I think Casado ends up hooking it clear. Michalenko got wiped out by Sanchez, and other than that, Everton offered nothing in the final third in the first half. Come to half time, the manager made the change, took Jai off. I think he could have took any of them off, really. And Jai was the one that was sacrificed. Alcaraz come on, and Jai hadn't done much. One of his poorer games in an Everton shirt today, but he's been good this season, so it's one of them. Alcaraz come on. I thought Alcaraz made a huge difference. Went into pockets in the middle. He's just, Everton is so much better when he picks the ball up and runs with it. They're just miles better with it. He's so much more comfortable than Decore off the striker. I think Abdoulaye Decore is better, deeper. He is, because the part of his game that are good are going and pressing and harrying and trying to get toes in and pinch the ball back. As someone who's playing off a striker, you've got to be able to drive with the ball. The couple of times we broke with Decore, he couldn't sort his feet out, or he got dispossessed. And they're the little moments against a team like Chelsea where it's got to be the right ball. You've got to do the right thing. We did have one moment where in the second half then we built up. Chelsea were again prompting, but without any real success. And we sort of come into the game a little bit, and we had one, Jack Harrison just flicks it through, and Beto on the turn, good strike into the corner, and Sanchez made a really good save to stop it going 1-1. And that sort of buoyed us up a bit. We made other changes. Timothy come on right after that, actually, for Beto. He brought Dwight McNeil on. And we started, and Ashley Young came on for Nathan Patterson. We started taking the game to Chelsea and give them a bit of a game second half. And that should have been what it was like from the very first whistle, really. Again, we didn't create too much. Dwight McNeil has a good chance of ball in. I think if he hits the ball straight, he scores, but he doesn't. He puts it back where it came from, and Sanchez makes an absolute meal of it. It's a good save, but he makes a meal out of it, not a meal of it, as in, he makes it look amazing when it was a pretty standard save, really. It was right at him, but I think if Dwight could have got it sort of back as it's coming, just hits it straight as he run onto it, I think he scores. The whole of the other corner was gaping for him. And that was sort of the closest we come. We had a few moments where a ball went across the 6-yard box from Ashley Young and no one could turn it in, and we weren't getting onto second balls. Our set pieces were an absolute joke today. We need to buy a set piece taker, I think, someone who can put a ball into a dangerous area, because we're just not doing it. We're not doing it. McNeil had a go today. James Garner had 2 in-swingers that he put in the goalkeeper's hands, particularly the one at the end was atrocious. And then one in injury time, a ball that's headed out to Abdoulaye Decore. He's got Michalenko making a run outside. Alcaraz was inside and just floats it into Sanchez's arms. And it's that moment of quality. It was picked up, obviously, in commentary as well. I think Joe Cole referenced that lack of quality in the final third. I think everyone can see it. Every Evertonian can see it. The manager certainly banged on about it. He talked about it before the game. And it's been proven. The goals Everton score are minimal. The goals have dried up. Beto hasn't scored for a while now, and the goals have dried up, really. And nobody has been good enough to step up to the plate and do it. And that's the key, really. What David Moyes has got to fix this summer. The Freaking Group have got to put the hand in the pockets and give him as much money as physically possible. And it could be a big amount, with obviously amortization and everything else like that once July the 1st here. Got to get quality into it. You look at someone like Pedro Neto for them, okay, he went for 40-odd million, but just the difference when he picked it up and drove Madueke, they picked the ball up and drove at us. We were on the back foot. Ours aren't. We're looking for NGI to be able to go past players, but when it's someone with pace, he can't get away. Harrison works hard for you, but he's not the most creative. And the lack of goals in our team is a huge issue. So, again, it's not new. We know this. It's just that against top quality or higher quality teams, it's more evident. We've seen it last week with City. We've seen it again today. And the manager will know that. And he'll use these final 4 games now to certainly make final decisions, I think, on some players. Like Sir Patterson. Timothy come on, got half an hour. Bits he did well, other bits again. Really good first touch, and then thinking he's got longer on the ball and it's nicked. that decision making's got to be quicker. But he's a kid who's hardly played, so you know, work to be done with him. But it's a narrow defeat, and we go on now. We've got to make sure we win the 2 home games. Let's finish the season, you know, with some good feeling of winning games. 2 away games, Fulham and Newcastle, both chasing different European trophies, European sort of competitions. Fulham, I think, is there for the taking, but if our final third plays like today, we'll get nothing there either. They're a good side. It'll be tough, don't get me wrong, but we'll have opportunities because other teams have done it. If we're not good enough in that final third like today, then we won't get anything out of that. The home games are the 2 we have to win, and it'll be interesting to see what the manager does with the team sort of next week as well. But it's ended 1-0 today. Man of the match, I'm tempted to give it to Alcaraz simply because he got us on the front foot a bit second half. But I think overall, Jarrod Branthwaite, even though I think he should have done slightly better with the goal, I think he was probably our best player over the full duration of the game. So Jarrod Branthwaite is my man of the match. There you go. Make sure you check out my 3 talking points video. Go and watch that when it's out. Check out Ped Stuff. Like, subscribe, and have a great weekend if you can. If Everton don't get to you too much. Enjoy the fact that it isn't a high pressure situation. Why wouldn't you? Thanks for watching. See you later.